Hello, my name is VSin, and this is a snapshot of One Piece Unlimited World Red. Now this game came out on July the 15th, 2014 for the PlayStation Vita in North America. It came out like, what was it, a week or two prior to that for the PlayStation 3. And this is, well honestly I'd say it's two games. It's both a open world-ish, not even, it's more like a Monster Hunter-ish clone, plus a arena brawler. Both. You have downloadable content. There's also cross-save with the PlayStation 3 version I mentioned earlier. Let's just start the game. I've been about 5.5 hours in. You notice there are two things there. Story and Coliseum. Main story, Battle Coliseum. What I'm going to do is Battle Coliseum first, focus mostly on the battle mechanics, and then I'll talk about the main story later. Also, Japanese voices. There is no English voice option. And, in fact, if you open the options menu, you realize, oh wait, it's just separate audio sliders and camera inversion. Sniper mode, by the way, is just for Usopp. He has a special sniper mode, just if you want to invert those specially or for some reason, then go for it. So, okay, Battle Coliseum mode, you start with these two modes. Duel is one-on-one. You pick a character, or you verse some other character in the One Piece universe. They actually have a ton of them. Scramble is you versus a lot of random grunts. The grunts are the guys that you would normally meet in just running around the world in story mode. Battle Royale, it's either two strong enemies or grunts and a strong enemy. And reward list just shows off like how you get various different characters and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you can get Buggy by doing this and all sorts of crazy crap. Basically, that's how you unlock stuff like items and characters for these battles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a duel first. Eventually, you do get the option to pick normal or easy. Honestly, it's not super difficult. Now, let's see. I'll go with Nami because I'm just using her more. Also, for the random record, it's like team invincibility, 12 seconds. Kind of OP. Either way, let's take a look at this and see where I end up. Got a bunch of different arenas, but honestly all these are just circular arenas that look varyingly fancy. That's it. Also, each enemy does have, at least in arena mode, they do have this little cutscene at the start. Let's see if I don't manage to screw this up. This is basically arena brawl. As you can see on the right side of the screen, you have all those various square and triangle inputs. Just arena brawler. You can just hit them. Crap. Also, some enemies have stun moves. You just wiggle your way out of them, basically. Also, when you do all the listed moves on the right side of the screen, when you get his Break Rush, you temporarily get a damage boost. Yeah, okay, screw it. Let's just use the invul right now. You can pick your items after the quote ends, and get the invul for 12 seconds, which is kind of handy when you just want to rush down the bosses. Just quickly get another boost going, deploy, and then super, bam. Just gonna try to do something. Boost. Yeah, this is why I like using Nami in arenas. Oh crap. And overall, you just kind of do stuff. Also, you've noticed the dodge prompt. What the? Screw that. Anyways, you notice the dodge prompt several times throughout this fight. Basically, everything has that sort of press circle to react. Wait, what the hell? How did that hit? Oh, right. Oh, it's because that... Oh, right. That reduces it to 0. Whatever. Screw it. Revive anyways. Okay, so I screwed that up completely because I forgot that item actually reduces your HP to 1 and gives you a massive damage boost. Oops. Okay, oops. Anyways, so yeah, you can just lose speed boost, revival item. Dodge quickly. Yeah. Like, you have the reactive dodging, but you can't actually avoid everything so easily. But Of course, you can just like dodge around like this. Ah, screw that up. You can call me a wizard. The items in the bottom right are accessible with both the pad as well as the touchscreens. You can like swipe them. So you can tap them, or you can press it down on the pad to access the controls. As you can tell, I'm doing a very bad job of commentating while fighting. Invulnerability frames! Oh, that missed completely. Oh, so that's the Talon of Super. And get frozen again. I keep trying to press on the bottom right corner, but miss, so then I just use the bottom. Did that even hit? Nope. There we go. There we go. And now finish it off. That's basically how the duel mode works. You just fight against a enemy character. I believe all the characters in duel mode, you can actually eventually earn them at some point, but whatever. So that's just me trying to fight off a boss. And then you get rank up from doing various things. Let's just quickly show you... Oh, special match. Since it procced, I'm going to show you this as well. Special match is... Well, it basically picks some random character. In this case, it automatically picks Usopp for the special mode and just like instantly procs it for you. This is where I'm also going to fail at commentating again because I keep having to concentrate on these. Let's see. Oh, and it's Mecha Frankie. Let's skip the cutscene. General Frankie. God, I hate this moveset. I hate that sword. So jump up. Okay, how do I avoid that properly? Oh. Ah! Missed the jump. Two, three. God, I hate this move. And thankfully this guy has no health, but you have to keep jumping over his sword. Now this is an example of more of a boss-type enemy in this case, but it's one of the simpler bosses. I've noticed a couple of the story mode bosses are a lot more complicated than that. But anyways, yay, score points. And there's also Swarm mode, but I'm not going to show you it. I'm just going to go into the story instead for that. Because it's basically the same thing in the story. Other than that, yeah, that's basically the combat system. This, you just go up in ranks and you unlock more characters and you fight more crap. It's really the whole battle system completely boiled down. You don't have to spend too much time talking about it, but that's basically how the battle system works. To me, it's fairly decent. I wouldn't say it's the best thing ever or anything like that. But it's pretty damn decent. Now, let's see here. Story mode. Do I continue with the story and give you story spoilers or whatnot? Well, let's just give you the rundown first. At some point, the Straw Hat crew ran into the Tanuki raccoon, and they end up on this island, Transtown. It's like, hey, we're on Transtown. And then, hey, islands of past adventures are showing up. I don't know. In general, the story just seems to be, hey, remember all this stuff that happened in One Piece? Yeah, it's happening again. Yeah, here's Transtown. This is the hub town area. Honestly, I really like this movement system, but my main gripe is that it's like, can you tell where it's grabbing onto? Like, I'm just moving around and the trigger's going all over the place. It becomes really hard to control your directions. Like, I wasn't going in that direction. I don't know. But oh well, whatever. My other gripe is that it's really hard to tell where everything is in town from up above. But whatever. Here's the main thing about the town, though. Let's quickly go in here. First option is save, item storage, expand. Expand is the main point of the town, and what you basically do is you build more places in the town. I think I don't have enough resources to build anything. But basically, the half of the point of the game is you run around the world, you build stuff in the town, and then the town will give you various different things. Stuff like the museum, the bookstore, it mostly seems to be stats and stuff. This is just where you build things. If we quickly go over here, there's this building that will give you very Monster Hunter style quests where it's stuff like go into the world and catch 5 animals or gather 10 things. Like, really, that's what it is. A few of these are boss battles. You go into quests. And apparently some of this is DLC. The multiplayer, by the way, is ad hoc only. I have not noticed an online multiplayer mode. So for example, it's like, hey, get blue fruits, earn money. In this case, you can get it from like killing enemies and stuff. Catch fish, get these various different items, beat these enemies, stuff like that. Like, I'm really not gonna do that because it boils down to something extremely similar to the regular battles. It basically uses the same as the same maps as the open world, but whatever. So let's see here. What else? That's the quest hub. Go over this direction, I believe. Yep. Over here you have the restaurant. You can buy and sell ingredients. Basically, just buy and sell basic crafting items. But you can also sell your crap to stores if you want to. Let's see. So, what food does is this is actually permanent stat boosts. Let's make Fluffy Omelette for a second. So, the only characters you can use in story mode, unlike arena mode, is the 9 Straw Hat Pirates. What you notice, though, is that Nico Robin in the bottom left-hand corner, it says HP plus 6, whereas everyone else is HP plus 10. So, let's just give it to Luffy, because why not? Make one. Now you notice it goes from, he gains 10 HP, and now drops to HP plus 6. The thing about all this food is that they will all give various different effects at maximum, but as you give them to a character more and more times, they will receive diminishing returns. So the whole point of this is that you want to get as many different types of food as possible, feed them, like feed each individual type of food to one character, or feed one type of food to all your characters, depending on how you want to do their stats. The stats is like HP is health, attack is attack, and don't really have to do too much about that. Basically, this is how you handle your stat boosts. Everything else seems to mostly be cataloging. Let's see here. If I go over here for a second. This one is the general store. General store, they just sell you random monster drops at random. I don't know really what determines it. Let's see here. If we go over this way. This shop. This is where you craft and purchase various different healing and consumable items. Let's grab a few more heal items real quick. And craft and buy them. In that case, I crafted. You go down here. Factory. Mostly you do it for developing. You can develop these crafting items by just basically combining other crafting items. So if I want a piece of coal, it's like, hey, develop coal, and I have coal. The main point of doing this, though, is this fishing rod and insect net. There could be other items in the game, but I haven't seen them yet. Basically, what these do is they are gathering items. You go out in the world, you find a fishing node, and you fish at it. You find a creature or bug running around, and you pull out your net and try to catch it. What this does is it just increases... I'm not directly sure what it increases. I believe it increases the potency of each individual move you make. I'll have to show you that in the world, but basically it increases the potency of moves. Like the other places, you can also buy various crafting items and sell your crap. All the other shops mostly don't... there are also a bunch of other shops on the other side of town, but I haven't really unlocked any of them, so I can't really tell you what's going on. But over there, that side of town, when you start out, that's not even unlocked. You have to develop that area of land first before you can do anything with it. Now, for customization, which doesn't seem to exist in Arena, but it does exist here. So you have your various different characters. Again, all 9 Straw Hat Pirates. They all have their different levels. You gain experience by completing the aforementioned quest board. You can also just run around and beat up enemies, or you can complete story quests and the like. So let's just go to Luffy for a second. Now, custom words are stat boosts. You can see, for example, this first one is attack up plus 6%, as well as this is a fishing modifier. I don't have any other custom words. Let's see if I have any other ones. Like, I'm not sure what the what hard caps the number of different words you can equip. Although I think it's just directly tied to the word cost, and you can equip unlimited as long as you're within the word cost listed at the top there. In this case, Nami doesn't have any custom words. Bonus slot up 8%, movement speed. Let's just pad as bug catching, because why not? You have various different effects that you can give to them. Item word. Item word is a semi-consumable. It seems to be tied to the character. The item words, basically, they will give you a temporary buff or benefit in combat. In this case, if these are active, I believe, when you are playing as the character, but don't have any modifiers when you're not playing as a character. So just have various different effects again, buffs, debuffs, whatnot. Your items also, bag is the items that you take into battle. This can only be replenished in town, for the record. Spoils are also just the loot. Status is like, hey, the stats that everyone has. Info, story recap. They do have this recap of just the point of the story you're on. For some reason, it doesn't really tell you anything prior. Maybe that unlocks later on. Quest info, it's whatever you're doing. Word list is the various different stats and whatnot that you have unlocked. Recipes, what was this again? Oh, this is all the crafting stuff as well. And tutorial, log, I guess that fills in the middle of a quest. Oh, shoot, one other thing I forgot to show real quick. Get across town real fast here. Yeah, why'd you latch onto that? Directly here, I believe. The poet. What you can also do with these various words is you can actually upgrade them if you have enough items. Blah, blah, blah. So it's the element time starting SP up. Okay. You can see in the top right corner requirements. You require like crafting items in order to upgrade your stuff. That's basically how it goes, and it increases the potency of your. It basically just increases the potency of all your various upgrades. That's about it. Everything else mostly seems to be stuff like galleries and stat tracking and stuff like that. So not too much value showing you that. Let's see here. Let's run around one of the older ones. So if you've followed One Piece at all, you'd recognize at least some of these locations. Basically, the story mode takes you through like beating up the final boss of each of these locations, then does some plot twists and stuff like that. I'm just gonna do an open world section to show you what's going on without spoilers. I've already shown you boss battles basically. Let's skip Skypiea, that's the most recent. So let's do let's do Inti's lobby, why not? And you can also pick, like, it's split into multiple sections. You can pick which section you want to start in. I'm just gonna start in the main gate. You can also change your team. I like using Nami because I just like her playstyle more. Luffy because he's my highest level. And screw it, let's just shove Brook in there. You get this little cutscene. It's like, hey, they're off running to adventure and stuff. Ini's lobby. Here you go, you're in the open world-ish area. There isn't too much around here. And this is basically what happens in Swarm mode. You just fight a lot of these guys. And they're like, yeah, you fight them. You can see in the top right corner, some of them are dropping loot. Also, if you hit some of these objects, some of them will drop items, some of them will not. Depends on the item, so like, I'm just gonna let my NPCs take care of this, but if I hit this tree, nope, that one doesn't have any items. See if I hit this tree, but if I hit this plant here, that should give me an herb and stuff like that. And that's basically how you do gathering. You beat up enemies, You beat up plants, and then you eventually gather crap, and then you use that crap to upgrade crap. Yeah, that had the eloquence of a toaster, but still. That's really how the whole thing goes. You just beat up stuff, it'll drop items, and then you use those items to upgrade your crap, like the town and the skills and the whatnot. In this case, just move on to the next area, because there's nothing really here. See, yay, a bunch of enemies. Yeah, this is basically a lot of the game. If you don't have the story mode. Also, when you see R like that, what happens is that you basically do some random quote, and you gain a little bit of health and a little bit of SP. The SP is what you use to do skills. Let's quickly get the break going. Alright. What you can also do is by holding down R, you can see the R circle. You select this option. They say something, everyone else says something, and you get a little cutscene. This basically hits everyone on the map for tons of damage. Pretty good at map clearing. And then yay, Luffy got a level up. I don't know, I mean the tutorial says don't abuse the R procs, but at the end of the day it doesn't seem to actually affect anything. Okay, I can't get up there like that. Oh, that's because there's a staircase over there. My bad. Either way, this is basically the open world segment. Let's see. Gotta get to the other side, I guess. Let's see. Can I get up here? No, that doesn't go anywhere. Yay, we're exploring and trying to figure things out. No crap invisible walls. I hate those. And things that are slightly too high for you to climb up. Either way, like, I mean, you get a little bit of free roaming. This is obviously constricted. I don't know. In many ways, it almost feels like a PSP game, though. And it's mostly because like, the way that a lot of these controls work, it really feels like a PSP game. Like, it's just, you only use square and triangle. Touchscreen is directly replicated with the pad controls. Like, L is just camera reset. R is like a toggle button, or like say random ass quotes like that, and just by mashing R. Like, and the other thing is that remember when I mentioned Usopp's sniper mode, because that to me is like the real sign, like oh crap, this is a PSP game, or at least designed as a PSP game, because Usopp's sniper mode is designed for him to be stationary, but he aims with the left stick. I was like, what? That is the movement stick. Why are you making me use the movement stick to aim a projectile? I should be using the camera stick, which is the right stick. And this is a PS3 Vita game. Like, why am I not using the camera stick? It seems so strange. Like, why? Or maybe that's just Japan having no idea how to handle shooters. I don't know. Whatever. Like, I don't know, it's mostly a minor gripe, it just feels like a weird decision for them to have done that. Oh yeah, just clear them out real fast. Yay. Also, in this open world setting, you can swap between your 3 characters. You can also do that in certain arena battles, but whatever. Honestly, that's like most of what the game is right here. I'm not even kidding. You're good. Like, if you want to have any of the city upgrades, you can't just progress through the story. You're going to be running around like this, gathering items and crap. Yep. Dodge real fast. Yay. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe you can tell by my slightly muted expression this whole time, but would I really recommend this game? Kind of not really. Like, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with this game, but it's just like, you could buy this game, or you could actually get a proper hunting game, or you could get an actual, like, action brawler, which admittedly I can't think of too many on the Vita, but still. Like, you could get an actual one that's dedicated to it instead of this sort of halfway in between and not really either. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but it's just meh. And the other thing is, in terms of thematically One Piece, is like, why am I building a town when I'm playing as a bunch of pirates? Like, why are pirates building a town? Like, I get that the Straw Hat Pirates are, at least in the manga and anime, they're known for accidentally saving the day, but it's just like, these guys aren't really known for actually saving the day. They're known for, like, haphazardly sort of not actually saving the day. Like, that had the eloquence of a toaster, but let me try that again. They're, like, known for accidentally being the good guy, basically. And they're like, aha, we just want to beat up this guy who pissed us off, sort of thing. And they end up saving whole towns from ruin and crap. Like, I don't know, it's like, since when have the Straw Hats ever actively, like, built a town at all? Like, it's such a thematic mismatch that's just like, why? And it almost feels like this was, like, supposed to be... Like, I don't know, it almost feels like the arena section was supposed to be what the game was supposed to be, and decided, hey, I'm just like, hey, hunters are all the rage, let's build a hunter for it, and then suddenly it's a hunter. I was like, why? I don't know, it's just... Ultimately, my primary gripe revolves around, this just doesn't feel coherent. I mean, it's cost-effective, it's content-complete, but it just doesn't feel coherent for some reason. I mean, the story mode feels One Piece-y, except for the fact that you're building a town. So, like, okay, that makes sense. Sort of feels like a One Piece movie. But other than that, it's just like, meh. So, I don't know. Like, I can't really resolve my feelings on this game, because it's like... I can't really say that I'm upset or not having fun with this game, but it's just... Like, eh. Like, it's okay. It's very, very okay. Which sort of pisses me off. I'm sorry, I can't really articulate it any better than that. So, would I recommend this game? TLDR, if you're into One Piece, go ahead, but if you're not really into One Piece, and like you're just looking for a game as a brawler or a hunter, then there are better options out there. Because this is mostly for One Piece fans. My name has been B-Sin. Thanks for watching.